Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be kind of revisiting some old favorite products. I recently saw that Julia Adams posted a video revisiting her 2020 favorites, and I thought it would be fun to pick out all the products that I still have in my collection from my 2020 favorites and use them again and kind of talk about whether or not I still love them or if they've maybe been replaced with something else. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe, but let's go ahead and get into the video. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I was looking through my list of products and I actually did not include a color corrector last year, which is interesting because I know I had one, but it wasn't included. So I figured I'll just use the one that I'm trying to hit ban on, which is my Charlotte Tilbury one. I do really love this one. I'm surprised I didn't mention Bobbi Brown last year, but I did not see it listed for my yearly favorites. So I'm just quickly applying a little bit of this under my eyes. Okay, the foundation that I included last year was the Sephora Clean Glowing Skin Foundation. This I actually used a few days ago for another video, and I was not a huge fan of it when I used it. I want to use it again today because I know I used to love this, and then when I went back and saw that I included it in my favorites last year, I remembered I used to use this a lot, but the other day when I used it, it wasn't really laying very well on my skin. It was a little bit, I don't know, it was kind of pilling up and I couldn't really figure out why, but I figured I would use it again and just see if that was a fluke or what, because I really liked this when I first got it. So I'm just gonna kind of dot this all over. This is the shade number 7, and I'm gonna use this Sigma F80 brush to blend this in. I'm gonna blend this in and then look up close in my mirror and see if anything weird is happening. The other day, I don't know what it was, but something was like making it pill up really, really badly. And I'm not sure what it was. I did use a primer the other day, and I did not use a primer today. Just my normal skincare, so we'll see. So this foundation is definitely pretty luminous and it's pretty light coverage. I would say it's a light to light medium. You can build it up slightly, but you're not going to get more than a very light medium coverage out of this, in my opinion. But I will say that I would not say this is like a favorite foundation anymore. I've tried so many good ones this year that I really liked. And I will have a favorites video for this year coming sometime in December. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more to my cheek area. And this time I'm gonna blend this in with my damp sponge. So you can see it did add a little bit of coverage, but still I would say this is a light medium. Okay, so for concealer, I mentioned 2 of them, and these are both still definite favorites, like for sure. And they're both from Nars. So I mentioned the Nars Soft Matte Concealer and the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. Both of them I love so much. I love them both, and I use them both all the time. We're gonna use a little bit of the Soft Matte on my face. This is the shade Madeleine, which is what I wear in the Soft Matte and the the Radiant Creamy Concealer. Honestly, in terms of which one of these is the most versatile, I would pick the Soft Matte Concealer. I feel like this is one of those things that everybody should own, truly, because it is so multi-purpose. You can use it as a spot concealer like I'm doing right now. You can use it under your eyes and it's not dry, but it gives great coverage, or you can just put this all over your face and just use it like as your complexion product. Like the other day, I think I might have done this in a video actually, I used this concealer over my Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. Oh my gosh, and it is the prettiest base makeup. It's, oh my gosh, I love that so much. I've been doing that quite a bit since I discovered that combo. But it's just so good. It is so good. This is a fantastic product. And now I will just put a little bit of the Radiant Creamy under my eyes. I'm going to use the shade Madeleine, so it's the same shade we used in the Soft Matte. And then I do have one other shade. This is the shade Creme Brulee. And it's a little more of a pinky tone. So when I use this, I normally just do it like in the inner corner where I have the most darkness. And it just kind of helps correct that area a little bit more. Okay, I actually think I'm just going to use that same brush we use for the Soft Matte Concealer under my eyes. This is actually a Real Techniques contour brush, but it's actually really nice for if you want a smaller brush for foundation or concealer to spot conceal on your face. It's a really good size and it's really fluffy, but you can also kind of use it to build up your coverage a little if you want. It's a really, really nice brush. I'm not even sure if they still make this. I think I got this in a set a while ago, but it's really good. You can also use it for contour, obviously, but I really like it just all over the face. Okay, what's funny is I actually did not include a powder last year, which I'm not really surprised by because really until this year, I have not been much of a powder person. I honestly would go a lot of the time and not even set my face because I didn't have a powder that I just loved. But we're gonna use a little bit of the Kosas powder, and this has been a definite favorite this year, along with a few others. But I do want to set my face just lightly because we are going to go in with a powder bronzer and blush today. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that powder under my eyes as well. For bronzer last year, this is interesting because I don't use this one that much anymore. I said my favorite was the Bare Minerals Endless Summer. And okay, I still like this bronzer a lot. The only issue with it is, I don't know if you can tell on camera, it gets such bad hard pan. But the color of it is so pretty. This one is the shade Faux Tan, and I mean it's a really, really nice, more of a neutral bronzer. But that is something that does annoy me about it. Like sometimes I feel like it doesn't apply evenly, and I feel like it's because of the hard pan. I guess I need to try to remove all this hard pan on it, but we're gonna use this again today because I do love the color of it. I'm kind of testing out a new bronzing method. I was watching a video yesterday of Makeup by Mario. He was doing Carly Bible's makeup. That video is actually on her YouTube channel. It's really good if you're interested in that kind of thing. But he was talking about bronzer, and he was saying that he never swipes bronzer. He always presses it because he said it always looks the best if you tap and press bronzer, and then you don't have to worry about it disrupting anything underneath. And he just said that's how he always applies it, and I was watching him do it and he did. He literally just tapped the bronzer like this on her face and it looks so good. And I was sitting there thinking, wow, that makes so much sense. So now I feel like when I apply bronzer, I think about him just like going in and tapping, because that's what he was doing. So you can see that's a really, really beautiful bronzer. And today it looks like it's applying pretty well. I don't think I would say this is a favorite though anymore, because now I feel like I have quite a few other bronzers that I choose over this one. But I will say I love the color of this. I wish the formula was a little bit better because I really do like the color. Okay, this next one is still a favorite for sure, and it's the Charlotte Tilbury blush in the shade Climax. This is such a pretty blush. It's almost a brown, kind of bronzy color, but then you have this really pretty pop of pink in the middle. This is for sure one of my favorite blushes still. So we're gonna apply a little bit of the shade around the edge first and just kind of go over that bronzer. All right, I went a little crazy with the blush. I'm gonna go over with my sponge and just blend a little bit. Okay, for the brows, my favorite brow product was e.l.f. Wow Brow. And okay, this was definitely something that I loved so much, and I still do like it, but ever since I discovered brow waxes, I definitely do not reach for this as much. But, which speaking of that, I feel like e.l.f. should come out with like a brow wax, like their version of the brow wax, and that would be really good. But anyway, I do love this product. I just don't reach for this type of thing that much anymore. But if you want just like a one and done brow product, this is a really good one. And the color is really good for me still. This is neutral brown. I wish it did hold your brows just a little bit more. The hold on this is not that great, but it's still a good product. Just probably not something I would say is a favorite anymore. And then that was the only brow product I mentioned. So I'm gonna quickly fill in my brows and then we'll move on to the eyes. Okay, for the eyes, I had two eyeshadow palettes that I mentioned, and I love them both. The first was the Natasha Denona Glam palette, which such a beautiful, cool toned, smoky, just beautiful neutral palette. The other one was the one I'm going to use today, and it's from BK Beauty. It's the True Beauty eyeshadow palette. So this is what it looks like. It's just a really great neutral palette. You get some mattes and some metallic-y shimmers in here with this really pretty pop of purple, which I love. And this is a great palette. I love BK Beauty. I talk about the brushes constantly because I use them all the time. So I'm just going to use the lightest shade in the palette, which is called Beam. And I'm going to put this all over my eye. I applied my Nars eyeshadow base, so this will just kind of set that down. All right, now I'm gonna take the shade Love here, which is just a really good, pretty neutral transition shade. And this is gonna be our main crease shade. So I'm applying this above my crease, and I'm kind of blending it up towards the brow. And then I'm going to kind of blend the edge out just a little. Okay, now I'm going to take the shade Amore. Is that right? Yeah. Amore, which is right here. It's kind of a bronzy metallic. And I'm actually going to put this on my finger. And we're really going to put this all over my lid. Kind of up into the crease area. Okay, then I'm going to take this kind of matte purple. It's called Kind Vibes. It's kind of a mauve-y purple. And I'm using also from BK Beauty the little 203. It's a tiny little shader brush. And I'm going to pack this on the outer corner just to add a little bit of that purple. I think I might take a little bit of the lightest shimmer, which is called Brooklyn, and I'm going to pop that just in the center and kind of pull it all the way up to the crease. Then where is my brush? My favorite BK Beauty brush ever. I don't think well, you know what? I think I did mention this brush in my favorites last year, and it is still a favorite. This is the 208. It's the best little tiny angled brush. If you struggle with liner, this brush will be your best friend. So I'm going to go into this dark purple in the palette, getting some of that built up on a 208 brush, and I'm going to use this to make a wing. So I'm kind of drawing out the shape, and then I'm going to go back and kind of fill it in. Okay, then I'm just going to take that Amore shade again, and I'm going to put this on my bottom lash line with this little 204, also from BK Beauty. And that's going to be it for eyeshadow. I love this. This is so my kind of eyeshadow. I love a good neutral eyeshadow look. So that palette is great. And so for my mascara, sadly they don't make my favorite mascara that I talked about last year. It was by e.l.f. and it was the Keep Your Curl mascara. It was so good. It was like $5 maybe, and it was a mascara that had a curved wand. It was a rubber curved wand like this. This one is Benefit Roller Lash, which Keep Your Curl was a definite dupe, in my opinion, for Roller Lash, but I looked everywhere and I don't think they make that mascara anymore, which is so sad. But I figured I will use Benefit Roller Lash today because it's very similar and it's also a favorite. It's just not the exact one that I mentioned last year, but I do really like it. If you tried the Keep Your Curl mascara ever, comment down below and let me know, because I mean, that was such a good mascara. I cannot believe they don't make it anymore. Okay, and then the last makeup favorite that I mentioned in the video was this. And as you can see, this is still a favorite. This is actually the Milani Color Statement lip liner in the shade All Natural. And you can see how much I like this. This is actually in my project pan right now. And I still love this. This is one of my favorite lip pencils ever. It is so, so good. And it's so inexpensive. It's like $4 or $5. And this shade in particular matches my natural lip color almost perfectly. This was really the only lip product I put in the video, so I'm just gonna fill in my lips with it too. I didn't include a gloss or anything, but I'm just gonna top it with a little bit of this Dior lip oil in Rosewood. And that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. This was really fun. It was kind of like a shop my stash and a revisiting old favorites video all in one. But honestly, for the most part, I still really do like a lot of these products. Some of them I do think have been replaced by other things that I've tried this year that I will talk about in my yearly favorites from 2021. That should be coming in the next few weeks. But most of these things I do really like. This time around, there's definitely going to be more products than I included last year because I've tried out so many things in 2021 and I can't wait to share my favorites with you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I will also link Julia Adams below in her video because she is definitely what inspired this one and I just love her channel. You guys will love her as well. I'll link her below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and follow me on Instagram at simply.blair. I will see you guys next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.
Sunday morning, waking up with you. We got no plans, we got nothing.